What's up, guys? We're gonna do another video. Still working on the engine bay, hopefully getting closer to putting primer on it, and then calling that done until I put the color of the car. But as of right now, we're just gonna be doing some work here. So the area that I'm gonna be doing some welding. You can see I welded this up before because this whole piece was all rusted out, so I went in here and welded a new piece in. You can see here there's some little pinholes that I need to go ahead and weld up. That way I can grind it down and then add some body filler. I'm also going to be trying to weld up this little hole right here. Rusted all this right here, so I had to go in there and make that piece. And you can see it's kind of wet because it's been raining lately, so even though I had the car covered, water still tends to get in here. So I need to go in there. I have the air compressor set up so I could blow the air out, let it dry, and then go in and see if I could make a piece and weld that in. But yeah, so the battery tray is brand new, and you can see right here where I had to make the piece and weld it in. My welds are pretty bad, but it worked. That's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna set up the welder and then spot weld it, and then apply some body filler and sand that down. Yeah, before I start welding, I'm gonna pull off the fenders. I'm gonna pull off this fender and that fender, just because I don't really want to scratch it, and it'll give me a little bit more area to start sanding without me hitting onto this part. So I'm just gonna remove the fenders and then go ahead and weld that, like I said, and start sanding.
RSK, let it play, boy.
Okay, so I ended up taking the fenders off. So this is how it is. But there you go. That's pretty much taken off. This side's taken off. Set up the welder, like I said, and then we could get started. Like that. Just went ahead and I just put the weld in there and a weld in there. Grind those out and then start doing a little bit of body filler, and then we could work on this area right after.
Let it play, boy.
Alright, there you have it. So I went ahead and just grind those welds down. You don't see no more pinholes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a thin layer of body filler over that and call it done. Okay, after we finished that, I ended up getting a piece of 22 gauge sheet metal, which I have right here. Let's see, I should say, yeah, 22 gauge sheet metal right there. So I cut out a little piece with my metal scissors. This is it right here. So if I take that piece off, there's a gap, right? This is all right here is metal. This is not Bondo, nothing like that. That's just metal. When I welded this pan in, the battery tray in, I guess I kind of half-assed it, and I didn't cut anything right. So this is not the right way you're supposed to do it, but this is the way I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna get this piece of metal like that and set it in there just right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just weld it in. See, so it's gonna be something like that. So I'm gonna set up my welder and then do some welds. Go ahead and I'm gonna weld up here, and then I'm gonna weld up on top, weld up on the bottom, weld up on the sides. Go ahead and grind those welds down, and you can't tell the difference. At least it's better than trying to stick a whole blob of body filler or fiberglass in that hole, because you know it's gonna rust out again. So might as well just fit in some metal in there so it could at least last a little bit longer. But that's what I'm gonna do, guys. After grinding the welds, this is how it looks. I wasn't able to really get in there because this tool that I bought on Amazon, and it came with these sanding strips, but they don't really work that well. They only last like 10 seconds and then they start deteriorating and tearing apart. And then I try to get in there with my grinder tool. That's how I got some of the spots, but I can't get right in between here. But it's fine, it's gonna work. It still works as long as no water gets in there or anything like that. But it should be fine. Okay, right now I'm in the middle of the engine bay, but I started applying the body filler. That's the only spot I put body filler, besides I put body filler there, here, because I did some welding here, and then I did some on there. I didn't smooth it out pretty good because I'm still gonna go in here and sand it, and all I wanted to do is put body filler over the welds that I did, and then I'll go in and sand it, and then if wherever it's a low spot, I'll go ahead and I'll fill it in. But right now I'm gonna be taking off like this. This right here is not metal. This is metal. These circle things are metal, but this is like something that came from factory. I want to get rid of the bulkiness, so I wanted to get it as smooth as possible. So I'm using my grinder, and I'm just going in and just grinding all that stuff off. And the same thing I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna see if I could grind some of that nasty stuff, body bondo or whatever they put on there, and then I could go ahead and just completely sand from here, because I painted this already. But I'm gonna go ahead and sand from here that way.
RSK, let it play, boy.
Okay, if you can see here, wherever that bulky body filler was, I went ahead and I grinded off. So that's how it looks. And I'm gonna do this. I'm doing the same here. So like, you can tell the bondo that was a big clunk right there, I grinded down, and there's nothing behind it. So I don't know why the factory did that. So I'm doing the same here. I'm gonna grind all that bulkiness off. It's a little quicker than doing it by hand. And then I got a piece of 80 grit, and that's what I'm just gonna go behind here where that yellow's at, and smooth it out. So like I said, if you don't have air tools, it could be done by hand. It's just gonna take a little bit longer, but you're still gonna get the same results, so it doesn't really matter. I just do it to do a little bit quicker. I know with this tool I'm not gonna be able to get under here, but I'll get this one and I'll try to, I probably could get it right there and smooth it out. So I'll cut you back on after I do all that stuff. So I ended up going ahead and getting kind of that stuff off, so it wouldn't be that bulky when I shoot the primer. But I just wanted to tell you guys that this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing for a while now. It's just sanding it and just trying to get it right, trying to get it perfect to shoot some primer. That way when I shoot primer, I'm going to shoot it with epoxy primer, then I'm going to shoot it with high build primer, so that way I can sand it, find my highs and lows, work on those, and then shoot another primer on it, a sealer on it, and then go ahead and just leave it like that until I figure I want to do the color the same. I want to do the same color as what the car is right now, but I'm not going to shoot that color right away. I need everything to be primered, smoothed out, straight. Then I'll shoot the color on the car, then it could be done. But yeah, pretty much these videos are just gonna be basically sanding, fixing rust, adding a roll cage that I'm eventually gonna get. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah guys, I think that's all I'm gonna be doing today. All right, peace.